Right. So seems like we are already 8 of us are here, so that's pretty good. Maybe we won't wait any longer, but I would like to ask everybody to turn on your cameras so that we can interact with each other, because it's not a presentation. This is really a class for you, so we can actually interact with each other and learn from each other. Awesome. So welcome everybody. You have probably met me before. That's why you decided to be here with me today. I'm going to introduce myself very quickly anyway. So my name is Ildi, because a lot of people don't know how to pronounce my name. So to make your life easier. And just want to tell you that last night, quite late, I have finally arrived to Pittsburgh. Yay. So we are on the same time zone. So that is very helpful. And yeah, I am feeling a bit tired. So I have to tell you, after this class, I'm going to have a little lie down because I feel quite exhausted, but I'm very, very excited to be here with you today. And yeah, seeing your smiling faces, because I would like to take you through an amazing journey in this next 6 weeks where, as I said, it's not about you listening, talking to me, but you are actually able to practice mindfulness as much as possible, so you bring it into your own daily lives as well. And I would like to ask you just to take a moment and really look at other people on the screen and, you know, see other people's smiling. And you need to smile because, you know, we are being recorded, right? So it's important that we look good and smiling on the recording, right? And if that's all we would be doing, just smile for this next hour, it would be still a real health invention. It's very, very healing, right? And I would like you to really consciously realize that you are actually on a journey with these amazing people around you. Everybody is on the same journey. Everybody is here to help one another. And I really would like to turn this group into a group that you know that you can rely on. And that's why I already managed to have a chat, not with all of you, but some of you. And we're going to create a WhatsApp group as well, so that you can interact with each other, help each other as much as you would like, as little as you would like. But, you know, the more you do, the more you interact, the more you put yourself out there, the bigger changes you can expect. So before we get started, as you know, I would like to start all my classes, all my workshops, all my presentations with a little bit of mindfulness. So what I would like you to do is I'm going to turn some music on. Can you hear my music okay? So can you hear my voice and the music? Like the balance is good, like the ratio between my voice and the music. A little bit less music, or yeah, how's it now? Yeah, about right. A little bit more, a little bit less. Be happy. Okay. So what I would like you to think about first of all is everything that you had to do before you arrived to this session. So just your morning in your mind's eyes, and just think about, okay, those were the things I already completed. Okay, once you got that, change, and we're going to run through the things that you like to do quickly after you finish your mind's eyes. What are the things that you like to do after this session? Once you got that, hear me better now from the music?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, guys. So, yeah, what I would like you to do now that, so what I was saying is to run through your mind's eye the things that you have already completed before you arrived, and then run through your mind's eye everything that you will need to complete after this session. Just really run through them consciously, okay? Those are the things. And then I would like to invite you to then arrive in your body and arrive in your and really just consciously realize, okay, what is my mental state look like right at this moment? Are you being able to stay present? Are you jumping here and there with your thoughts? And whatever is going on, it's okay. All I'm asking you is just to consciously observe whatever is going on for you in your mind. Once you have that, I would like you to consciously notice, how is your body feel at this present moment? Your shoulders, your neck. Again, you don't have to change anything. Just observe your posture, chest, your back, your hips, your thighs, knees, lower leg, and your feet. How does it feel? Those clothes, those different materials touching your skin. Just observe and be present to the sensation. And now, if your mind is wandering, gently and lovingly, just bring it back and focus once again on your clothes. How's that feel on your skin? Socks. The way you are sitting on your chair. And now I would like to invite you to observe your feelings. So again, just notice, how do you feel at this present moment? Are you feeling excited? Are you feeling a little bit nervous? Are you feeling completely withdrawn from everything? Just again, be aware, whatever feelings you have right at this present moment, without judgment, purely with kindness, observing it from the outside. Now take a deep breath in through your nose into your belly. Expand and hold. Hold a breath. Try to inhale some more. Hold it. Stay. And any worries, any negative feeling that you are noticing right now, I would like you to let it go through your exhalation through your mouth. You can even make the sound of ah. Let's do this one more time. Inhaling it, holding it, inhaling some more. Feel the love, the energy spreading through your body. And you can this time even give some kind of color to all that negativity, anxiety, anything that's going on that's unwanted in your body. Give it a color and exhale it, color out through your mouth once again with the sound of ah. And we're going to do it one more time. Inhale it. Hold it. Inhale some more. And this time, give a shape to these unwanted feelings, unwanted sensations in your body. Give it any kind of shape that you feel like it's representing for you. Exhale out, and again, as you're exhaling out, see that shape leaving your body, letting it. Big exhale. Here you go. Now come back. All right, welcome to open your eyes. And what I would like you to do today is we're going to I'll take you through obviously a session. We're going to do a little bit more mindfulness, meditation, breath work at the end. And today we're going to talk about the importance of understanding how the conscious and unconscious mind works, because that is the basis of everything. And that is what we're going to build on next week as well, when we're going to look at goal setting from the neuroscience point of view. We're also going to do a little bit of housekeeping as well today. So today won't be as much practice as other times, just simply because it's the time for all of us to get to know each other and make sure that you feel supported by me. So like I said to you, if you already had your one-on-one with me, that I'm here because I want to help you in the next 6 weeks, and as well as afterwards as well. So if you have any question, is there anything I can help you? You have my phone number. I'm going to sort out to get a US number today or tomorrow. I'm already working on it, so you'll have my number. We're going to create a WhatsApp group, but you're able to message me through WhatsApp as well. And just know that if you have any questions, if you are not sure about anything, call me, message me. I'm there for you to help you with everything that I can. So first, I would like to tell you that what you're doing, or what we are doing the next 6 weeks, is going to be the first 6 hours of my training program. It's called Intensive in Me, which is a 30-hour course that I had to write to get my master trainer in mindfulness. And this 6 hours is about the strategies of transformation. So very, very exciting. I'm actually going to show you, let me share my screen with you. I'm going to show you my slides. Okay, here we go. So what we're going to look at the next 6 weeks is we're going to understand, as I said to you, the conscious and unconscious mind today. Next week, we're going to look at a little bit of goal settings, because that's really, really important that, again, we understand how to set goals, so actually our unconscious mind is supporting it. Then we're going to look at how you can actually nourish your nerve system so you are achieving peak performance, and we're going to do that through mindful eating, because when it comes to eating, when it comes to sleeping, when it comes to anxiety management, all of that, it's all connected. So it will be very, very important that we addressing how we can eat mindfully. And we're actually going to do some practice. So after the second session, I will send an email out to make sure that you are bringing some kind of food with you for your third session, where we're going to actually practice it within the class, that how to eat mindfully and what does it actually feel like, so you can actually carry on doing it and practicing it in your own life as well. And then week 4, we're going to do a lot of breath work and trance, and it's going to be a really cool session. So a lot more practice than any other times actually. So it will be like a lot of fun. Then week 5, we are going to do probably what I was thinking about, mindful walking. But again, like I said to a few of you already, that when it comes to mindful walking, what we are going to do is, if you are unable to walk that day, you will have the recording anyway, so you'll be able to take it with you and listen to it while you are walking another time. So don't worry if you are unable to walk when you are having that session. And the very last one, it's also going to be, again, a little bit physical, because again, like I said to you, we can't actually separate our sleep, our eating. We have to work on our body as well. And we're going to understand how to work in instead of working out. And once again, we're going to practice how you can work in within that class. And it's a very important class for you to really start realizing, when is your body okay to go for runs, when you have the energy, and when it's the time when you need to actually go within and take a step back and say, like, okay, I still can move my body, but I need to actually rebuild my energy. So does that sound like fun? Cool. Excellent. Well, if not, this is what still we're going to do, so too bad. Signed up, you are already here, no way going back. So let's talk about our agreements, because these are very important. So first of all, because we are not in the same room, you need to look after yourself. So when it comes to coffee, tea, water, all of that, you need to make sure that you stay hydrated and you are feeling good during the entire session. If you need to go to the bathroom, just turn your camera off and then, go to the bathroom, no problem. Make sure that you are feeling happy, well, and looked after. Now, second point, your opinion matters. Okay, so really important that, it's about 11 of us here with all kind of backgrounds. And, it's important that we give the space for everybody to be heard and know that, we might not agree what one or another person says, and it's totally okay. I am going to be teaching from the point of view of integrated mindfulness. Maybe there will be things that you don't agree with, and you're most welcome to have a discussion with me about it. And I'm just still going to teach from that point of view, and it's totally fine. So the other important things at this point is everything that I say, I tested it on myself. I tested it on many clients, but it's still no guarantee that it's going to work for you. So you are here to actually discover what works for you personally, right? So don't take it as like the Bible. This is it. This is the ultimate truth. No. Everything that I teach, there is truth to it, but it's only going to work if you are testing it on yourself. So when I used to do personal training a while back, people used to come and ask me, well, should I eat before I see you? The question is like, well, how would I know that you need to eat before you see me? Like, you are the one living in your body. You need to know and be mindful about it, right? If you need to eat before you come and see me, or you don't need to eat before you see me. So it's really important. And I just realized that the music is still playing in the background, so just bear with me. I'm going to turn this off. I forgot about it. All right. Still hearing me okay? Perfect. So as I said to you, just, test everything on yourself. Don't take my word for it, because we are all different. Different things work for us. Test it, and see if it works for you. Now, Having fun, super important. I was even thinking to point a fun police because, this next 6 weeks is about having fun, having a breakthrough, and putting that smile on our faces, not just during the class because you are being recorded, but like outside in your life as well. What I'm finding really interesting, I have to tell you that I spent about 4 months recently in Hungary, and I walk on the street, and I'm pretty much always smiling. Like I'm back home in New Zealand as well. People always say to me like, "Ilda, you're always smiling," and I'm like, "Well, yeah, because life is like so fun. Even when it's not fun, when it's full catastrophe living, it's still fun. That's what makes it awesome, because we never know what's going to happen." And people, especially as I said in Hungary, they're always like, like, life is so hard. Like, we are Hungarian. Like, it's terrible to be here. And when I see them, I'm just like, man, just relax. It's okay. It is what life is about. And then so I arrived, as I said to you, to Pittsburgh last night. And this morning, I quickly went out to get some breakfast. And as Sunny and I were walking on the street, and it was so cool to see that people were actually smiling. And I'm like, wow, like what a difference. But also we need to realize that what we're projecting out there is going to come back. So put that smile on your face and let's have fun. Now, the next point is, let's agree that it is okay to learn. What does that mean? It means that we are here to learn something and practice something that maybe we're familiar with a little bit, maybe we're not familiar with at all, or maybe we are very familiar with. But like, I'm going to learn from you as well, being here with you together, spending this next 6 weeks. So don't worry and don't try to make things perfect. Allow yourself not to be perfect, just have fun, right? So there is actually a really cute story that my own teacher tells, and he says that when he was younger and his son was very young, about 5-6 years old, they went ice skating. So his little son went put the ice skates on, gone onto the ring, started skating, boom, fall over, and, never mind, got up, went again, boom, on his bum again, fall over. Got up one more time, again, went for it. So about a couple of hours later, he's like ice skating really well, everything is really cool. And there is his father, right, my teacher, holding onto the bar. It's like, I can't let this go. I need to make this perfect, but this is not working. This is very hard, right? So the point of this story is that you have the choice to fall over, fall on your bum, and be like, hey, this is life. Hey, I'm here to learn. Or you can hold on to it very tightly and try to make it perfect, but that's going to be a much harder learning, right? So let's have fun, let's fall on our bums and just enjoy the ride. Now, let's agree that we're going to do exercises as they are designed. So what do I mean by this is, when we're doing these exercises together at the first time, please follow my instructions. So when I say, if I say, for example, I would like you to imagine a red dragon, that would like you to imagine a red dragon, not a pink pony, right? You can imagine your pink pony next time around when you're practicing in your own time. But first, when I ask you to imagine a red dragon, imagine that red dragon. It's very, very important, because you can, let yourself free and try things out and be creative. But just first time around, when we are practicing together, just do it as these exercises designed. Confidentiality, super important. So maybe some of you working from home, maybe some of your husbands and wives would like to do the exercise, and it's okay to do it only if they join the session. And the reason is because when it comes to being comfortable with each other, we want to make sure that everything that anybody talks about anything this next 6 weeks is going to stay between us. So it doesn't go to our husbands and wives. Dogs and cats are okay, so they can listen to, but no husbands, wives, and children over, say, like 6 years old, right? So just to make sure, so everybody feels that, anything that you share, it stays within the group.
Excuse me.
Yep.
Can I add a point to one of the things that you mentioned?
Totally.
Yeah, so I really experienced that thing that you were talking about, like being a perfectionist. So I really experiencing that, and I found that that's actually a skill to know when you should switch. So it was like days that I come to my office and try to finish this project, finish this code. I should like finish it by the end of the day, and you couldn't. So then I was like, why I cannot finish it? But the thing is that you should switch whenever it is needed. Like you decide to go for a walk, or you decide to work on like emails or some other things until some of your colleagues can come and work on the project, or you can be with the project for a few days and then like nothing happened. So it's like I should like be perfect and finish this project really great. I think that sometimes is the enemy that you should like consider. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing. Exactly. You said it really, really perfectly well. It's understanding and making that choice for yourself. Next point is videos on and audio's off. But most welcome to, just unmute yourself and talk to me. Like right now, I don't know what's going on with my screen. I can't even see everybody on it, just a few people. So just, if you have any question, as I said, just unmute yourself and ask your question, or, put your hand up or anything. Like, as I said, I can't even see everybody right now. So it's probably better if you just unmute yourself and say like, hey, I have a question, or you would like to share something with us, because the more we are sharing, the more open we are here, the better this course is going to go and the more transformation you're going to achieve. Putting phone on silent or even turning them off. This is something, again, would be super important, because, we are practicing mindfulness here, right? So if we are unable to turn those phones off or put them on silent and not look at them, it's not going to help our practice. So it's only, 60 minutes that you need to do it for. So I would love to, invite you to turn your phone off or put it on silent or airplane mode, so you're not getting notifications the next 60 minutes. And the last thing I would like to say is to welcome to join in early. So I will opening up these rooms about 15 minutes early. And again, come in, have a chat, if you have time, if you feel like it, come and have a chat with others and get to know one another. Super, super important. Alrighty, so these are our agreements. I'm going to stop sharing now. Excellent. And let's see. The next point I would like to cover is, let me just actually share my screen, but it's a different screen I would like to share with you. And this is about, I told you, you are most welcome to, so it's not a have to, and the price is included in the course price that you paid for the 6 weeks, but you will be able to join in Sunny's adventures around the world, which is, Sunny's my dog, and I wrote this 6 weeks mindfulness program, where every day you can either read his story, or every alternate days you can do like a 10 minutes mindfulness exercise, which could be that you may be doing like mindful journaling or drawing or anything like that. At night, you'll be able to listen to about a 10-12 minutes visualization, relaxation audio as well, which I purposely wrote with kind of like in a hypnotic way. So it's bypassing your conscious mind and it goes straight into your unconscious. So let me share this with you. And sorry. So just wanted to show you what it's actually look like. Just bear with me. Okay. So, all right. Can you see my screen okay? All right. So this website called www.immindfulness.com/Sunny. So I will send again a link to everybody. So not a link. I will actually ask everybody to send me your email address that you would like to use to register on this website. And I'll send you like a free code that you will be able to do to access it. So that's it. This is my doggy, Sunny, who has traveled around the world to 14 countries so far. This is one of his buddies in New Zealand. And this is basically a perfect mindfulness fun for all ages. So this side of the program, it's okay to share it with your family as well, including your children. And what I would like to ask you is, because it's under beta testing, so give me feedback. You know, tell me what is that you like about it, what you don't like about it. Right now, the adult version is still that Sunny's the one taking you through these audios. And so he's the one that are doing the visualization. And he will be the one telling the story as well. But later on, I would like to change it for my voice, because some people said that it would be maybe better to listen to my voice. So again, just tell me what you think. I'm really, really open to hear your feedback about it. And again, here it is all about Sunny's exercises. And this is Sunny in Switzerland, in Portugal. This was actually back home in New Zealand when he was working as a receptionist for a little while. So you'll be able to join his various adventures around the world through cute programs where you're going to see like pictures like these. And yeah, just do some fun mindfulness activities with him. So as I said, if you would like to do that, just send me a text message, an email with your email address that you would like to use to register for this program. Okay. And now we got to a very fun part where you'll have to introduce yourself to the whole group and tell, why are you here? What is that you would like to get out of today's session or the next 6 week sessions? Actually, not even just today's session. So who would like to start? Okay. We can't hear you, Maureen. If you just...
Hi, I am Maureen. I work in the math department. I took a previous class with Matt Brzezinski a couple of weeks ago. I saw this class and I just kind of want to get myself focused in being present in things that are going on in my life.
Thank you. Next.
Hi, I'm Becky. I've taken some of Ildi's classes before as well. I find listening to her very relaxing. So part of the reason I took this was each week to have an hour that is feeling relaxing and calm. I have anxiety disorders, so I'm also just looking for tools to, you know, quiet my anxious thoughts. Sometimes it keeps me up at night, so hoping to be able to sleep better, knowing how to do that. And that's about it. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you. Who's next?
Hi, I'm Peggy. Can you hear me?
Yep.
I'm Peggy. I signed for your class last week, but I forgot to join. My mother recently passed away, so I have a lot of bad memory, and my memories are very bad. Forget about a lot of things. I have anxiety, depression. So that's why I signed for this class. Hopefully, I can learn something from you to help myself to relax, to sleep better at night, because I'm all by myself, so I couldn't sleep at night. I have a lot of nightmare, so hopefully after 6 weeks of classes that I will feel a lot better, that I don't have to go see a psychiatrist and get any antidepressant medications. So I want to heal myself with just natural remedy.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Can you hear me? Sometimes okay. I'm Donna. I too have taken many courses with Ildi, not many, a few courses with Ildi. I find her voice very relaxing. I also have anxiety and don't sleep well. So I'm just hoping to kind of reset how I was pre-pandemic, because I found that everything has kind of snowballed as we've come back to the office and people are dealing with health issues. And so I'm just looking to try and reset, refocus, and hopefully deal with some of the anxiety.
Thank you. Beautiful.
Hi, I'm Catherine. I have never taken a course with Ilse, but I'm trying to come up with strategies for dealing with stress, because like Donna said, things have just been back to normal, but not back to normal. Things are still pretty difficult, even though we're, I guess, pretending to be normal. And I've realized in the past month or so that the stresses are not things I can ignore, and I have not come up with very good ways to address things. So this seemed like a good step to just try to shift my own mind in maybe a more positive direction, or I don't quite know, but I'm looking for health in all respects, and this just seemed like a good way to start exploring that.
Beautiful. Thank you.
So, yeah. Hi. I have attended LD's previous class of the anxiety, which I am having an issue with anxiety and depression. So my anxiety is like that when there is something good thing happening or happiness, I have so much anxiety that my mind like forget about mindfulness, and I keep on eating, I keep on talking and things like that. So, and sleep issue also. So I'm looking forward to learn and practice with you more. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
All right, so I can see 11 participants, but oh, there we go. Okay, Julie.
Hi, I'm Julie. Like a lot of other participants said, here to, help manage my mental health conditions a bit better and help with alleviating some stress and managing anxiety and improving my mood. So I'm glad to be here with, some like-minded people.
Thanks, Julie.
Hi, I'm Zainab, and as other people mentioned, I'm having problem with stress, especially work-related stress, and a sleep disorder. So I really need to make my conscious part more powerful, so that I can be mindfulness mostly.
Beautiful. Thank you. So who else is?
Hi. Sorry, I don't have my video on. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Yeah, I'll try to have my video on next time. I'm on my phone right now. I'm Nilima, and I'm a graduate student, and I guess I'm still figuring out why I'm here, but it's mainly to learn to be more mindful because I think I've been struggling to find work-life balance lately and sort of just sleep issues and things like that where it's hard to focus on one thing at a time. And so yeah, I just like to learn to be more mindful, I guess.
Beautiful. Thank you. Is that everybody? Okay, seems like it's everybody. Awesome. All right, so we have about, say, 20 minutes to go. So as I said, I would like to quickly share with you the difference between the conscious and unconscious mind and why it's crucial to actually understand how to use your mind, because when it comes to it, okay, let me just see. Sorry, you are seeing my screen, but I would like to show you. Okay, here we go. Actually, before we do that, let's just talk about very quickly what mindfulness is. So we talk about a lot about, mindfulness, and now we understand that mindfulness, it is not just like this airy-fairy idea coming from the East. It's actually scientifically proven. And mindfulness started, we can say, about really 30 years ago, when this studies started to be when research started to be done on mindfulness, was about the early 90s. Now, this is a slide that I stolen from my psychology professor, and he went through how actually this major thing has happened. The evolutionary psychology, dating back to 70,000 years ago to 30 years ago, with evidence-based mindfulness revolution having started. Now, mindfulness is something that allows our brain to become more creative, to find solutions, to find that joy, that fulfillment, that work-life balance that you guys mentioned as well. And it's a wonderful, wonderful tool that about a couple of weeks ago, I went to this conference called Mindfulness in Psychotherapy. And this was actually a very interesting research that one of the doctors has shared about mindfulness. And this research has showed us that, and it was a very recent research back in 2020, where they looked at over, I think it was exactly 208 participants having actual diagnosed anxiety disorder. And they were giving randomly to the participants either an 8 weeks long mindfulness course, usually about 2 hours a week, or they were giving them this anxiety medication. Now, once the 8 weeks has finished, they looked at the result. Then they followed it up at week 12 and then at week 24 as well. And what they have found was that the anxiety medication and the mindfulness course were equally effective, which is huge, right? Because you're not only not taking drugs that is harmful for your physical body and has side effects, but you're actually learning techniques that you can apply in your actual life on the daily basis, so you'll be able to manage your anxiety and stress and depression. We need to remember that when it comes to mindfulness, this is like shower or going to the gym. Unless you do it ongoing, you're not going to get the result. So that is why it's super important is to practice mindfulness and practice meditation on the daily basis. And I tell you, the most important time to practice meditation is actually, and really think about what you're feeding your mind with is, so this is something I actually would like to even write it down because this is crucial. So the first 30 minutes after waking up and the last 30 minutes before you go to bed, because this is the time when you are basically going into this hypnotic state, when your unconscious mind is incredibly acceptable to all suggestions. So what does this mean? It means that everything that you feed your mind with first thing in the morning and last thing at night going to actually have a huge effect on how you feel during the day. Super important. So if your first thing is to reaching for your phone and looking at the news, or, oh my God, what emails I received. And if you have a bad email, bang, your day gonna go like this, worrying about things, stressing about things, because you didn't actually set it up and control how you started it. So what you want to do in this first 30 minutes and last 30 minutes, meditation, fake laughing or real laughing. I love listening to hypnotic audio. So for example, I will send it through to you. There is one from Louise Hay that I shared with Peggy actually the other day, which is a beautiful thing to start the morning with. It's about an hour long. You don't have to listen to it consciously. I just like to putting it on and it just goes in. There's another one from Abraham Hicks, and all repeats is saying, everything is working out for me. Even when I feel like things aren't working out for me, things are working out for me. Things are working out for me, right? So it's really, and again, these are just suggestions. You can find whatever works for you, you know, however you want to start your day. But really, really do remember that the first and last half an hour before falling asleep and after waking up is crucial in how you manage your anxiety, your depression, and everything else in your life. So when we look at what mindfulness is, Jon Kabat-Zinn, who is one of the first people, started actually researching mindfulness back in the 90s. He's from the Massachusetts Medical School. And he's one of the people who wrote this 8 weeks mindfulness course that my mindfulness course is based on. So it's kind of follows that. So everything that we're going through today, it's the basis of that mindfulness course. But my professor, which I really like it, he allowed us to make it more integrated and actually kind of fine-tune it for what people need in 2023, because this basic mindfulness course, while it still works, it's a little bit outdated. But what Jon Kabat-Zinn says is that mindfulness is awareness that arises through paying attention on purpose in the present moment, non-judgmentally. So what I really would like you to do is to not only pay attention non-judgmentally, but do it with kindness. You know, so right now, take a moment, a conscious moment, and realize what is going through your head. Are you thinking, are you still thinking what you're going to do first thing in the morning, last thing at night? Are you really thinking about what I am saying about what mindfulness is as the definition? Or are you totally daydreaming and you have no idea what I am talking about? And again, it's okay. Just notice it with kindness and be like, okay, I'm not here. I am daydreaming. All right. So now you can actually invite yourself to come back and be present and don't have to judge yourself for it. Our mind is actually, if we don't train it, is going to be like a wild animal. It runs all over the place. Through mindfulness, you can actually learn to bring it back and you being in control. And at first, it's like training a wild animal. It's not going to be easy, right? It's going to take time because the wild animal used to run all these directions. And the wild animal can only be trained if you're patient, if you love this animal, and be like, okay, whatever is going on, I'm here to help you. So unconditional love towards yourself, towards your mind, it's key. So as I said, we are seeing over 3,000 publications by 2023 on mindfulness and the effectiveness of it. So it's super, super cool. And as I said, when it comes to our mind, also what's very, very important is to understand the difference between conscious mind and unconscious mind. Why? Because we think that we are conscious and we know everything. But the truth is, it's only 2 to 5% that we are conscious. 95 to 98%, we are actually unconscious. So we are only able to think about 7 plus minus 2 things at one given time. And it's our conscious mind where we think about our worries, where we think about what's going to happen in the future, what happened in the past. We make up all kinds of stories about it. We make plans. On the other hand, there is our unconscious mind. And this is where the magic happens. So as I said to you, we are actually 95 to 98% unconscious. I purposely don't give you exact numbers because researchers are still arguing about those numbers, but they say it's about 95 to 98%. Unconscious mind is where we have our values, our beliefs, our habits, the entire body, the body's system. Now, let me give you a quick example. So when you decide that you, and I think like most of us can relate to it, because I think maybe not everybody, but I know I have dieted in my life when I was younger until I understand that there is no point dieting. But when it comes to weight loss, what's happening? We are creating a plan in the conscious mind, right? Now, think about this. You create a plan in your conscious mind only works 2 to 5%. Your unconscious mind is 95 to 98%, because that's where your beliefs, your habits, and everything else lives. So do you believe just because you consciously created a plan, you're going to be able to override everything that happens in the unconscious? Of course not. That is why the 6 weeks is built on, and that's why I like using integrated mindfulness. It's not just mindfulness, but that's why I like integrating it with other things to actually bypass this barrier that we have between conscious and unconscious, so we can actually go into the unconscious and make that required change. How's that sound? Yeah. So the next next session as well, we're going to go deeper, and I'm just going to quickly check the time. Okay, we got at least 5 more minutes. If anybody needs to go on time, you know, most welcome. As I said, you will have the recordings anyway. And I always try to start and finish on time. So sometimes if you could be there on time, that would be amazing. Maybe we just wait a couple of minutes every time we start. But ideally, I would like to be respectful of your time finishing on time, so we can actually cover everything that I would like to do. But back to your conscious and unconscious mind, that's why it's incredibly important to understand that, you know, when we create a conscious plan of, you know, losing weight, we actually need to step into and understand. We don't even necessarily need to understand, but we need to understand the fact that it's the unconscious mind is going to decide how successful the change is going to be, because everything, your habits, your beliefs are written into here, not into your conscious. So that is why when we talk about the conscious mind and we are seeing the obstacles, and that's why the unconscious mind is where the magic happens. Kids between age 0 and 7 are pretty much in this unconscious state. So that means their mind is incredibly suggestible. It's like a sponge. It just believes and keeps everything. So when you were a child, now don't start blaming your parents, you know, what's going on with you now, but just understand that what happened to you the first 7 years of your life is actually big time responsible for what's going on with you now. But it doesn't mean you can't change it, and doesn't mean, as I said, to blame your parents. It simply means just a knowledge to know that this is what's happening. So when it comes to, if you have kids, really, really think about how you talk to them as well in the first 7 years of their lives, because that is really, really crucial. So as I said to you, conscious mind, very, very limited. It can only focus on things between 7 plus minus 2 things at every given time, while the unconscious mind can process millions of information at every given moment. Conscious mind, very lineal. Unconscious mind, again, simultaneously processing all kind of information. And so a great example is driving a car. So has anybody learned how to drive a car here? Yeah. So then, you know, when first you sat in the car, you know, when you had no idea how to drive it, you were like, oh my God, like I've got, you know, that thing that I need to hold on to. I've got a mirror that I need to, you know, make sure that everything is happening at the back. I've got a stick, and if it's a manual, then you not only have 2, but you have 3 pedals you need to play with. And then you have your instructor talking to you right next to you, and you have your own thought process going on. And that's already so much information. And that's why when people learning to drive a car, don't put the radio on, because it's just another extra factor that they would need to consciously focus on. Right? And then what happens? You know, right? So you started driving. It's all very conscious, you know, like, okay, I'm doing this. Okay, gear, you know, pedals, everything is fine. Mirror, okay, great. And then one day you notice that, ooh, I put the radio on. Ooh, and I'm driving. You know, a little bit more time has passed, and then you notice, like, wow, actually, I am now drinking some coffee or water while I am driving. And then you are daydreaming. And then one day you realize that you drove home and you have no clue what road you took, right? Why? Because you went from the conscious 2 to 5%, and it became an unconscious process. So this is why this next 6 weeks is very exciting, because we are going to actually, as I said, learn how we can bring this barrier down so we can go from the conscious to the unconscious. All right, it's 1 o'clock. So what I would like to finish off with is a little bit more mindfulness. So I'm going to stop sharing once again. And I really would like you to sit into a comfortable position, whatever is comfortable for you. If you want to lie down, if you can, do that, you know, just get relaxed. And I'm going to put my music on once again. And I want to make sure that you can hear me okay. How is the music and my voice balanced? Do you want a little bit more music? How's that now? About right, a little bit more music. How is it now? A little bit more music. How is it now? Not playing well. You can't hear the music? How is it now? Can you hear the music at all? Still not? Okay, it's really interesting. How's it now? Wait, let me just see. Oh, I think I know the problem because I have not shared my computer with her. How's it now? Okay, right balance, voice and music. What I would like you to do, as I said, if you feel comfortable with it, close your eyes. If not, just look at the tip of your nose. And as you are sitting here, take a conscious moment. You really feel how you are feeling at this present. Really notice what's going on. And I would like you to actually even compare it to when we started into this little mindfulness exercise. Notice what has changed. And maybe you are noticing some great changes. Maybe you're not noticing anything. It's okay. Remember, you are here to fall on your bum and practice mindfulness. Whatever is going on for you, it's perfectly okay to stay where love is. And think about all these beautiful people in this group. Think about that you are not alone with your issue. Everybody has something going on, including me. I don't have figured it out, but I'm willing to, fall over, stand up, and go again. And I would love you to exactly have that open mind, have that smile on your face. Feel that whatever is coming your way is going to be an awesome adventure. And that's why I love saying that this is about the full attitude. Because life is like that, right? We never know what's around the corner or otherwise. So, what I would like you to do is really send love towards one another, all these beautiful people, and feel the gratitude that you are actually here with them in this group. You can support each other, change each other's lives, and do it together as a team, being open to transform. Now, I would like to ask you, still with your eyes closed, is to put a smile on your face. I told you it's not very technical. You just need to lift the corners of your lips towards to your eyes, and then open your eyes. Keep that smile on your face, open your eyes. And I would like you to choose one person on the screen that you are looking at, still smiling, and send love to that person on the screen that you chose to look at. And be present and love in your heart. And now choose another beautiful. Send again love to them. Now choose a third person. Send love to that third. Be mindful about how it feels. And that's right. Okay. Well, our time is up. Thank you so much for playing with me today. Is there anybody has any questions would like to ask?
I actually have 2 questions, if you have time.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
the first thing is that why I see sometimes when I want to do things, especially work or like even life things, then why things seems more complex. Like I'm thinking, oh, this is big, I cannot do it. I cannot manage it. But when it is finished, I see that, oh, it was really simple. So, but I know this pattern, but it is like repeated still, like for 1 year or something. So this is one question. And the second thing is that when I participate in meetings and there is like that stress there, I cannot understand the subject very well. But when and I like punishing myself that why I cannot understand this topic or something. And then when I am done, because I sometimes I record the meetings, so when I am done with that meeting, and then I listen to it and I see that wow, this was so simple. Oh my God. So I feel like that fear or stress like comes and ruin everything. So yeah, I want to know more about that.
So let's start with your second question about being in the meeting. So is your question, let me just see if I understand you correctly, is that you go into a meeting and you go into already being anxious and you feel like that you can't really focus on what's going on. And then once you record it, when you record the meeting and you listen to it afterwards, you feel like that actually that was a very simple subject. So I'm not sure why I wasn't understanding while I was having the meeting. Is that what you're asking?
Yes, exactly.
Right. So first of all, what you can do in situations like this is practice mindfulness. And before you go to the meeting, instead of thinking, oh my God, this is going to be very stressful, right? It's a really great way to actually be like, let's see what happens. Let's see what I can learn while I'm being there. Now, what happens in many, many meetings, we go into a meeting and we try very hard to be perfect, right? Holding onto those handlebars very tightly because we don't want to let it go. We are, oh my God, need to be perfect because what's our colleagues going to say if we are not understanding the subject? But there is actually a really cool, if I find it, I'll send it through to you guys. It's a really cool interview from Simon Sinek. And he talks about how he's having these meeting with various CEOs. And they were talking about, I can't remember, some kind of complex subject. And he just put his hand up and he said, like, I have no idea what you guys mean by this. And then as he asked the question, all the CEOs were like, to be honest with you, we have no idea what the presenter was talking about and what the presenter means about this complex subject. So again, you know, it's about, first of all, understanding that a lot of people, when we go into these meetings that are so scary, or another situation when it comes to social anxiety, right? Before we go into a room, we already feel like, oh my God, like, what are these people going to talk to me about? They're probably not even going to like me. And sometimes these thoughts are not even conscious that what we are running in our heads. But we already made up a story that I'm going to be boring, they're not going to like me, I'm not going to be able to fit in. But instead, be there mindfully. And, you know, at the beginning, you'd be like, okay, I am feeling anxious, but I'm going to do it anyway. And if I don't understand something, I'm going to put my hand up and be brave enough, because if you don't put your hand up, you know, when people see me for private session, what I say to them at the beginning, I was like, I only work with a selected few people. And I'm only working also with people from the selected people who are ready to change. Because if someone comes to me and says like, you know, I would like to change, you know, but I'm actually not really comfortable doing this and this and this and this and that. Well, I'm going to say that, I'm sorry, like, you know, I'm not interested to work with you one-on-one, because I'm not making people do crazy things, but I need to make you to be uncomfortable for you to be able to achieve change, because you are already sitting on in your warm poo-poo, you know, where it's super comfortable. I'm not putting my hand up, you know, because it's very, very scary. But if you want the change, you know, and if you want to work with me one-on-one, you have to put your hand up and you have to say that, I'm sorry, you know, but I don't understand what's going on. I don't understand this subject. And the more we're able to practice this kind of vulnerability, then the easier the change is going to become, right? Because we are, as I said, right, we want to be perfect, but it's okay not to be perfect. And when you are able to be vulnerable about it, then putting your hand up and say, like, I'm sorry, I don't know what you mean. And I can promise, I was like that girl. I had anxiety already when I was 8 years old. I was the champion of anxiety, right? Who gets anxiety at 8 years old? Me, right? But I've changed and I learned to put my hand up. And that's why I can tell you that, you know, when you learn to putting your hand up when you are not sure about something, then you'll be able to actually practice it more and more. And at first it's going to be scary, right? But the more you practice, the faster you're going to break through and get the result that you want. So does that answer your question?
Yeah, exactly. I think what you mean is that like transferring things from conscious to unconscious by like exercising regularly, like overcoming that fear and like asking questions, having positive thoughts before going to a meeting or something. And then, yeah, we should say, like, we should be able to say, I don't know.
Exactly.
Because we don't know the answer to all questions. Yeah.
And not worrying about what others are going to think. As I said, most of the time, if you put your hand up and dare to say that, I don't know, I don't understand, others around you, you know, like think about this circle here today. How many people said that they're suffering from anxiety, right? You are not alone. But if we try to be perfect, if we try to say like, oh no, I'm cool, we're not going to achieve anything. We're not going to break through. We're just going to play a game. But there's no depth to it. There's no transformation in it. So I would highly encourage you to dare to put your hand up. And as you said, think about something positive before you're going to the meeting. And change the word. Words mean a lot. So when I used to go to do some interviews, I hate the word interview, right? Because it's like, oh my God, they're going to interview me, right? What does that mean? It's going to be scary. They're going to drill me down. And what if I don't know the answer? And I changed the word from interview to a chat. I'm going to have a chat with that CEO and see what happens. And by changing the word, anxiety gone. It's not scary anymore. I'm interviewing or chatting with the CEO just as much as the CEO are chatting with me. Completely changed. And can you just repeat again, what was your first question again?
Yeah, thank you so much. So the first question was that making things complex, more complex than that they really are, or the ability that I see in myself to do them, because after doing them, I see this was really simple. Why I make like a longer story in my mind, I cannot do it. It is hard or something like that.
Yeah, so, you know, when it comes to making things complex, that's again, you know, our mind is playing a trick on us, right? So really, really important that when you come across with something that feels that it's overwhelming, that you start breaking it down. And to give you an example is before I was coming to Pittsburgh, you know, I have got now on Saturday, I have got my speak at NERSA. I have my you know, class with you guys today. I have private clients. I'm still working on Sunny's job. I have, I had, friends and family that wanted to see me and do trips with me last minute, because why not, like the last 4 months, like, let's do it the last 3 weeks before you leave, Hungary kind of thing. Then I had to pack. I was renting an apartment. I had to move out from the apartment back to my parents' place. And a week later, move from my parents' place to the US. So it's just like, oh my God, so I had my moments as well. I was just like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know how to handle. Then what do? This is what I always do. I grab a big piece of paper, way bigger than A4. I don't know the size name, what is it? But it's like big piece of paper. And I start drawing like lines and start creating boxes in those. And I start writing down, okay, what are the things that I actually need to do? So in one box, that will be like, moving house. Another box, doing this coursework. Another box is the presentation. And, write in each box what I need to do. Then I have the power, because now I see it, right? It's not in my head. It's on a piece of paper in front of me. So it gives me the power to say like, okay, well, this doesn't need to happen right now. This can wait, And so, for example, I had several emails from various people, and I just respond and say like, hey, thank you so much for your emails. Really appreciate it. I received them. And I am going to respond to you once I moved to the US, which will be XY was that time. So you communicate, you put it in order, and it stop being overwhelming and stop being something that is so much and so big that it takes over you and paralyzes you, by simply creating a strategy. And this is something that really, really works for me. So again, is that something, oops, sorry, is my microphone just gone? Is that again something that helpful? Is there answers your question? Do you have any further questions?
Yeah, I think it was great, especially like the small steps. I think you are trying to put everything from your mind to the paper so that you can think easily. And yeah, it was great. Yeah, thank you.
And as I said, like what works really well for me is actually like creating, these little boxes, because if I just write it down, in lines, it somehow doesn't work. Again, I'm different from you. So maybe just putting it down, simply on a paper works for you. So again, figure out, what is the best for you when it comes to it, but putting on paper. When I'm not traveling, I actually have always a wall, which we'll talk about it a little bit next week as well anyway. But I have a wall that I love putting all my ideas, all my plans onto. So it's a dedicated wall, like an actual wall. And I stick things to it. So I go through like, okay, these are my January to-do list, my February, my March, April, always 3 months at a time, no more than that, because if it's more than that, again, becomes overwhelming. You can have one sheet of paper that has everything on it. So, you can follow it and change it later on in the year. But on your wall, or on my wall, I always put just 3 months at a time, because again, that's something I can actually control. And again, it's right in front of me. It's something where I sit, something that I see every single day, and I can make the changes and I can, tick things off. And so it's, it's going out from here, from the mess onto the wall. So it becomes again controllable.
Great. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Is there any other question, guys? Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here with me today. I really do appreciate it. And as I said, I will send you an email out with the recording, with asking for your email address if you would like to do Sunny's program, with your phone number, so you can join the WhatsApp accountability or, love group, mindfulness group, whatever we're going to call it. and everything else that I can't remember right now. But it was very, very amazing to spend this last hour with you. And just please remember that I am here to help you with anything and everything that I can. And again, put your hand up if you need help, because if you don't do it, I'm not a mind reader. Okay? I can't help you. So have a good one, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.